Hello, Chuck here. Just finishing up the air conditioner project, 12 volt air conditioner, very low wattage. As you probably saw in my earlier video, did test it in basically our dining room. And then ultimately I wanted to install it on this thing underneath the van, the ProMaster. Definitely a huge experiment and probably one of the less enjoyable jobs of installing it. A lot of getting underneath the van, drilling, metal shavings flying around. Obviously I had safety glasses on, but cramped space, dirty. At any rate, I was able to test the unit in our garage or in our barn before I installed it. So I attached the tubes. That would be the in-feed and then the cold air return, or I should say the return and the cold air feed. I was able to put tubes to those, verify that the temperatures were down to 45 or upper 40s coming out of the unit, and then went ahead and drilled underneath the van. I think about 1.5 inch and 3/4 inch holes, 2 of them. Had to make sure that they went in underneath the cabinet. So drilled 2 holes underneath the cabinet, and then cut the bottom of the cabinet out to get access to underneath the cabinet. Pulled all the drawers out, and then fed the cold air feed up through the upper cabinet, and then put in a little turning receptacle that allows us to turn the vent in different directions. It's in the bedroom area. I anticipate that this cold air will only cool a very small area, not the entire van, maybe half the van, only at night. Won't cool it during the day. It's just too much. We're not in the van most of the time during the day anyway, unless we're driving, and then you can just use the air conditioner that's in the vehicle. So anyway, to do this, I had to mold basically a carriage or something to hold the air conditioner up. I got plenty of clearance, at least 12 inches. That's more than most of the other parts of the van. The exhaust is only 10 inches from the ground. This is more like 12 inches. I wanted to get it up inside, as close to the top of the van or the bottom of the van as possible. To do this, I made it out of all aluminum, like a little bit of a carriage, and then screwed it in to the frame. And then ultimately feeding the hoses up through that upper cabinet, and then putting a little receptacle, like I mentioned before, or hooking it up to the power. Just a 15 amp fuse is all, or breaker is all you need here. Okay, got the air conditioner running, cleaned up just a bit here. Air conditioner's tucked down inside here. This frame, made out of all aluminum. There's a gap there, and also a gap here. If you want to protect it from stones and things, heavy spray of water on this side, and then the vent goes up through the floor, where it's going up through the floor of the cabinet, which I'll show. It's really a tight fit, because you have to get the exhaust or the refresh air. So there's the intake here. So there's plenty of gaps here for air to be pulled in through the cabinet. The electrical board is right there, and then the fresh cold air coming in through here, up into this upper cabinet here. And then right now I don't have a switch. I just got a panel here. I don't have a thermostat on it. I don't think it'll ever get cold enough. So you turn it on there, it comes behind here. Comes out here, you can direction. Just probably always leave it like that. It's a nice cool air. But this is not an endorsement for the product. It has a lot of testing to go. It's working right now. I've got it turned on here. But ultimately, until it goes through a number of trips, This thing could break at any point. It's a very cheap failure if it does. The biggest failure would be, or disappointment would be, the amount of work I put into this. I would say that I have probably 8 hours of install work. That would be the biggest disappointment. The unit isn't all that expensive. So at any rate, until next time, I'll report to see how well it works. And then in the fall, we'll do a video on the heat. See y'all later.